Breakdown! What's up, guys? You ready for another class?
Yeah.
Are you? Got some energy? Let's go. Oh, yeah. Let's go talk about emotional leadership. Emotional leadership. You guys know what leadership is. Let's talk about emotional leadership. Someone give me an idea. What does that mean to you?
You're the calm person in the storm for your clients.
Great picture. Great picture. Somebody else have an idea what that means to them?
I don't have a whole lot to add. Haley's answer's solid.
Solid. That is. That's right. You're the person who's leading mostly. What you got?
You're the firefighter in a fire scenario.
Right. That you're the firefighter, right? You're the firefighter. So everyone else is running out of the house, and what are you doing?
Running in.
They're running in. You're running in. You're trying to save everybody, right? You're the calm person in there. You're the one who is the voice of reason during all that time. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Have you ever had a sale with an agent where the agent was emotionally out of control?
Yes.
Yes. What does that look like? What does that feel like on your side?
Comical? Downright unprofessional, I would say.
Unprofessional? That's exactly right. Somebody else?
For me, it was more just annoying because I'm like, these problems are not as big as you're making them out to be. And somebody who is in that calm mindset can see that, but the person who is escalated just will never see it until they take a breath and chill.
That's exactly right. You know, a lot of people, a lot of agents, they come in super emotional because they care about their client so much. You know, we all care about our clients. They're feeling this way about their client, but what ends up happening when they talk to their client? Can you take that picture of this totally emotional, freaked out agent? What are they telling their client when they go back to them?
They're telling them that you suck, your client sucks, and you're terrible to work with. Whether that's true or not, hard to say, but that's what happens 10 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm. So what ends up to your deal? What happens to your deal?
Oh, it's miserable for everybody. Those agents are awful to work with.
Right? Or the deal falls apart. I oftentimes, when someone wants to come work for us, I'll look to see how many deals, like how long did it take to get your deals together, to get your listings together? Because I realize that a lot of times they don't get deals together, not because they're not in front of them, but because they become this emotional freak who doesn't know how to be the voice of reason to their client. So instead, they take Jorge here, and they're mean to him and say he's a horrible agent. So they end up not trusting him and saying, I'm not going to sell my home with an agent who I can't trust. Deal dead. When really it just was, you just had a disagreement about a price or about a term or something like that. And he didn't do exactly what I said. Is that the way it typically is when these guys freak out? My client really wants something, so if you don't do what I say, I'm going to freak out on you. Right? You have something to say about that?
I've been in that situation before where a listing agent, I was a buyer's agent, and he stuck his emotion way too far into our deal. Also creating and breeding distrust on the seller themselves. So I feel a lot of it also has to do with their expectations. As a listing agent, they oversold and underdelivered, and for that reason they sat for a very, very long time, and I think it ended up getting canceled. The listing got canceled because of that, even though we had presented them with an offer which the seller probably would have been happy with.
The insecurity of the agent knowing they're not going to do a good job kept the house from selling. I've taken over listings for people before because this sort of thing happened. I show up and I get an offer and I sell it, and 2 weeks later we're like pending. Like, well, that wasn't hard. The price is right. Your agent sucked, right? Didn't know how to get something together because there was an insecurity. There was something wrong inside them. That's very good. All right, emotional leadership for your clients. Really, why is it important for an agent? Why is it important for you? We kind of went over this, but I just want to talk about it a little bit more. When you talk with your client's like this, blah, oh my gosh, I mean, they gave us such a low offer and this sucks and blah, blah, blah. Why is it so important for you to be the voice of reason during that time?
Home buying and home selling is incredibly stressful for most people. They do it on average 7 to 10 years, sometimes more, or sometimes less frequent than that. So it's like a totally foreign concept to them, and it's so much money involved for everyone, whether they're buying the house or they're selling the house. There's so much money on the line for them. And when you involve money with a relationship, whether it's between friends or strangers, as brokers and clients often are, money makes people go crazy. And you have to be the voice of reason, because if you're not, like, all bets are off as to what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So let's say that Jorge here, thanks Greg, Jorge here is the other agent. Jorge is freaking out on you, being a total ass. What do you tell your client?
Well, I try and shield my client a little bit from Jorge's emotional BS, because all that's going to do is, to Andy's point, my client's already emotional, buying and selling, whatever it is. I don't need to add to that fire by saying, oh my gosh, what a horrible person this is, jackass this, jackass that. That doesn't do anything. I can convey that I'm having some challenges working and communicating, but I don't want to make it seem any worse than it is, because I want to keep their emotions in check as much as I can, right? They're looking for us because they do this every 7 or 10 years or once or twice in their life. We're the professionals, right? Regardless of how many transactions we do, as far as they're concerned, we're doing real estate transactions every single day. And so they're looking for us to be that. So Jorge can freak out, and I'm gonna deal with him, but with my clients, I'm gonna filter that so they're not having to deal with all the emotions. I'm just gonna give them the facts and the data.
Very good. Something else?
Yeah, I just want to add to that, like, to Greg's point, when you filter that out, like, I think it is important to communicate to your client that, like, things aren't 100% rosy, but you don't need to make it sound like the agent's a complete asshole. At the same time, too, when you do that and you do get your client what they want, it makes you look like the winner, because honestly, you are the winner, and you're helping them win what's important to them.
100%. Let me ask you guys this question. Is there such thing as an emergency in real estate?
No.
No, there are urgencies, but not emergencies.
That's it. There's no such thing as an emergency in real estate. We can kind of think that way because someone else puts that on us, right? But there's no such thing as an emergency in real estate. If you can be stoic, if you can be that voice of reason and understand, yes, I understand you need an answer back in the next hour, but what you're doing is you're putting your problems on me. You handle your problems, I'll handle mine, right? I'll get back to you as soon as I can get back to you. But my thing is you should probably go back until your client is going to be more than an hour. It's going to be a little longer because this is a big decision for my client, right? I'm kind of picking on you. Thanks for letting me pick on you, buddy. Damn. Right? No such thing as an emergency in real estate. Chill out. Chill out. It's okay. If you have to make an answer real quick, either you took a long time to make that decision and now it's not going to make any difference to you, or you're working with a jackass on the other side, right? And make sure your client has enough time to make a decision on that. All right. Do you think your clients want you to have empathy towards their situation? First of all, let's define, what is empathy? Someone give me an idea. What is empathy?
Being able to feel how your clients are feeling and having a complete understanding of what they're going through.
Does that mean you have the same emotions that they have?
No. It just means that you have the ability to put yourself in their shoes, but also remain calm and help guide them to the next best steps in the process.
Perfect. You're saying, I've been there before, at least I've seen this before, I've seen someone go through this, or I've gone through this. And so I don't have to be super emotional about it, but my thing is, I have experience with it, so I know what to tell you to do next. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what they're looking for. Empathy is a superpower. When you have empathy, when you have the ability to be able to look at the other person and say, I know what you're going through, without really saying it, makes all the difference in the world. You got something for me?
Yeah, it's like what you kind of taught us to was like feel, felt, found. You feel what it is, and then you just kind of...
I understand how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I've felt that way before, but
Found a solution.
this is what I found. Very good. Feel, felt, found. It's a good way to do that. Nice teamwork on that one, guys. All right. Okay, that's it. I think we know a little bit about emotional leadership. You guys good to go with that? It's going to make a difference to you, right? New agents always mess this up because they are stressed out themselves. Take a deep breath, relax, make the phone call.